Hey guys, so if you're here from part one, welcome back. If you're new, basically I'm going through my old DVD Blu Ray folder, which I just found at my parents' place, and I haven't even seen this for like 6 or 7 years, so yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I'm going through it for the first time with you guys. I haven't even sat down and looked at it yet. So yeah, there's a part one if you want to go look at that. I just thought it would be easier to put it into 2 videos because that way it doesn't go for too long. So let's have a look. Hook. So I don't know if any of you remember the movie Hook, but that was like a Peter Pan movie from the 90s with Robin Williams, and I thought that was a really good movie. We have got Bridget Jones's Diary, another copy of Armageddon because I have 2 copies for some reason. I guess when I was a teenager I must have really liked Armageddon. Bridget Jones's Diary. We've got Taken, amazing movie. Taken 2. I think Taken 2 is still a pretty good movie. It's definitely not as good as number 1, but it's a pretty strong sequel. We've got Troy. Troy is a pretty good war movie. I've watched that quite a few times. In Time is with Justin Timberlake and Amanda Seyfried. It's a really good movie. I highly recommend it. It's like a utopian society that uses time as currency instead of money, so you can win years to your life or have all your life taken away from you, and it's just a really interesting movie. The Princess Bride. Yeah, look, I know this is a movie that is it means a lot to a lot of people, so I don't want to say something horrible about it, but it's just not really a movie that I enjoy. I don't even know why I have a copy. Serendipity, I can't even remember that movie. Serendipity, I don't even know what that is. Like, this is how long it's been since I've even opened this thing. Oh gosh. We've got The Prince and Me 1, The Prince and Me 2, and just when you think it's all over, The Prince and Me 3. Because apparently they needed to make 3 movies about The Prince and Me. Yeah, okay, I was a teenager, okay? Give me some credit. Oh no. Oh. The Prince and Me 4. Seriously? They made 4 movies of this. Okay, moving on. Tomorrow When the War Began. So Tomorrow When the War Began is a really good Australian movie about a bunch of teenagers who try to survive when Australia is taken over by like the Japanese, I think. Yeah, it's a really good Australian war movie that I recommend that you check out. I'm an Australian, so if you can't tell by the accent, Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. So I'll definitely be watching that again come Christmas time, but it's a little bit early even for me to start the Christmas movies. I think I need to wait till December. So Trade of Innocence. Trade of Innocence is a documentary, why can't I say that word? Documentary movie about sex trafficking, exposing the reality of that industry because it's a huge industry. Nick and Norah's Infinite Playlist. So Nick and Norah's Infinite Playlist is a movie I really enjoy. Yeah, I watched that quite a lot when I was a teenager. Oh, Abbott and Costello. So I don't know if anybody knows Abbott and Costello. They're pretty old. They were like popular in I think the 1940s, 1950s. They were this comedy duo, and a lot of their movies are available for free on YouTube, and I used to watch them with my grandpa. My grandpa got me into them, but yeah, he's getting old now, so I don't think he remembers it anymore, but I still love me some Abbott and Costello. So Fast and Furious 1 to 4, So Fast and Furious, obviously that is a franchise that is still going strong. Though I haven't seen the most recent movies, I need to check those out. The Princess Diaries, look, like I've said before, as I've gotten older, I've gotten less into like those sort of chick flick movies, but I really love The Princess Diaries. There's something about that movie I just find, I don't know, really heartwarming. It's really cheesy and corny, but I love it, okay? So Machine Gun Preacher is a really good Christian action movie. A lot of Christian movies are pretty bad, let's just be honest. A lot of them are pretty cheesy, but Machine Gun Preacher is a really good movie. So that is starring Gerard Butler, who I have loved ever since The Phantom of the Opera, so I recommend you go check it out. So The Book of Ruth is another Christian movie. To Save a Life, Soul Surfer. The Passion of the Christ, Gladiator, or Christian movies. Nefarious, Merchant of Souls. Oh, I think that's another documentary on sex trafficking, but yeah, it's a little intense, but it's really thought-provoking. Disney, Geek Charming, okay. The Impossible, oh, I think The Impossible is like a disaster movie about a tsunami. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I thought Mr. and Mrs. Smith was a pretty good, like chick flick movie. National Lampoon's Vegas Vacation, Jurassic Park 3, Donald Duck Christmas. I don't know. I've had this for a very long time, okay? Tristan and Isolde. So Tristan and Isolde had James Franco. I used to have such a big crush on James Franco, but then he started to get a little bit weird. I don't know. So let's see. 2 Weeks Notice, Great Expectations, Troy, Director's Cut, Notting Hill, Legally Blonde 1 and 2, Mean Girls, so those aren't movies I would really watch anymore. I've sort of outgrown them. We Bought a Zoo, I can't remember that. So a lot of you would recognize this one. We were just talking about the guy in it. 300, so 300 has Gerard Butler. I'm right, aren't I? He's Gerard in that. Yeah, and that was a really good movie, I reckon. I haven't seen it for a long time, but I remember I liked it. Despicable Me 2, The Sound of Music. I love The Sound of Music. I feel like that is a really good classic movie. You've got Mail, 3 Men and a Baby, French Kiss. I feel like these are on the better side of chick flicks. I feel like You've Got Mail is a pretty good one, and 3 Men and a Baby is a pretty good 80s sort of chick flick. The Breakfast Club, Mary, Kate and Ashley. Seriously, I thought I had better taste even when I was a teenager. Hanson, the documentary. Yes, I like the band Hanson, okay, and I am proud of it. They make really good music. If any of you have actually heard what they're making lately, they're not like pop music anymore. They're really, really good. So A Knight's Tale. It's more of my obsession with Heath Ledger. What Women Want. The Swan Princess. I don't know. Hillsong United. Yep. I like Hillsong music. Hanson. Why do I have music in here? I don't know. William and Kate. Oh, Beautician and the Beast. I don't know if any of you remember Fran Drescher. Can you see that? She was like really popular as the nanny in the 90s, and I used to love that show. Greta, Never Been Kissed, Princess Diaries 2, which is also pretty good. She's the Man. So I would say in terms of chick flicks, She's the Man is another good one. Honey, Little Women, White Chicks. I think White Chicks is a pretty funny movie. Overboard, Finding Nemo, Mr. Bean's Holiday, Save the Last Dance, Save the Last Dance 2, I Was a Teenager, Give Me a Break, Mary-Kate and Ashley, Staying Alive, seriously, Dirty Dancing, Saturday Night Fever. What was with me and dance movies? I couldn't care less about dance movies now. Maybe it's a rite of passage or teenage girls have to go through. I don't know. Night at the Museum 1 and 2, which is still a movie I enjoy. The Lizzie McGuire movie. I used to love Lizzie McGuire. Oh no. It says Blockbuster. It says this is a Blockbuster movie. Did I just not return that for 10 years? Oops. If you've seen part 1, you see that there was another movie, and I know I never ever bought movies from the video store because they were always so scratched up. So I'm guessing I forgot to return that for over 10 years. Whoops. Weird Science, Heathers, which is a pretty good movie from the 80s. Last Action Hero. So Last Action Hero is an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that's a pretty good, it's like Scream in a way. It's a really self-aware meta movie, but it's like a, typical action movie. Romeo and Juliet, Titanic, Mirror Mirror, Legally Blonde, Along Came Polly. I can't even remember those really. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Seinfeld. I still absolutely love Seinfeld, but I would not watch it on DVD because they've recently remastered it and it looks so much better. Grease is another movie I love. I watched it so many times on VHS when I was a kid that my mum actually, she had to hide the copy of the VHS from me so that I would stop watching it. The Perfect Man, 27 Dresses, The Last Song. I can't even remember for the life of me what those movies are like. Cinderella, 101 Dalmatians, which I think is a pretty good Disney movie. Roman Holiday, My Fair Lady, Sabrina, so they're all like old Audrey Hepburn movies. Aladdin, Garfield, The Swan Princess 2, for some reason. Enchanted, The Little Mermaid, Sleepless in Seattle, Anastasia, Lady and the Tramp, Pocahontas, so just lots of Disney movies. Miss Congeniality 2, Arthur 2. So Arthur was a pretty good movie from the 80s. Camp Rock 1 and 2. Wimbledon, Deep Blue Sea. So Deep Blue Sea is still a movie I really enjoy watching. It's really cheesy but awesome. So Twister, I really love Twister. Twister is a classic movie. Material Girl, Starstruck, which I cannot remember. The Beach. I vaguely remember watching The Beach. That was a pretty good movie. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you like any of those movies. I have changed a lot since I've probably bought them when I was a teenager, so my taste in movies has changed a lot as well, but it was fun to go back and see what I used to be into. So yeah, if you like this video and you want to see movie reviews and trailer reactions, please subscribe.